Thank you very much, Barrett. I mean, that was really interesting in terms of the way you was able to, enter information on an Excel spreadsheet and get it to update your Power BI report instantly. And that's obviously one of the things that I've been impressed with myself anyway. So just so you know, obviously, Barrett, obviously, as you know, Power BI isn't the only reporting BI that you can support. There are other examples as well, right? So you mentioned Tableau, and what were the others?
Yeah, so like Power BI, the different alternative tools available in the market would be Tableau, MicroStrategy, then open source tools like Jaspersoft BI or Kibana. So any kind of a BI tool is compatible with the Xero APIs that developer community has been exposing for us from last couple of years.
Okay, thanks. One thing I didn't mention, which I forgot to, was the fact that Xero has 800 plus softwares that integrate with it. So what that means is because it has an open API, there are over 800 different softwares, be it inventory management systems or CRM systems or expense management systems that plug into Xero. And we've just shown you, Barrett has just obviously shown you one example of a reporting software that does that as well. We've come almost to the end of our presentation. So again, the whole we wanted to obviously provide an extended Q&A session. So if you want to enter any of your questions in the chat box, we can then myself, Bharat, can obviously answer whatever other questions that you may have. Can you please show how you can prepare a forecast cash flow to the end of the year? So I guess what myself and Barrett have done is we've shown you the small elements of how you would do that in preparation. But I mean, Barrett, if they wanted to contact you separately for you to show them how you could do the whole cash flow till the end of the year, you're able to do that as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Rehan. So that's what I showed right now. It's a Excel template that I have been able to come up with. If a business can enter all their expenses and payments that they are expecting by till end of the year, and once these data is plugged into the Excel would automatically afresh the cash flow on the Power BI, and you'll be able to see what would be your forecasted opening and closing balance for the separate months, whatever filter you select. And then absolutely, I'll be more than happy to connect on a separate webinar call and give them a detailed demo as well as understand the requirements for them.
Okay. So yeah, we will be sharing Barrett's and our details after the webinar, as well as with the recording as well. Is there any more questions from anyone else? I mean, Barrett, I mean, in terms of when you've been able to pull data out of Xero, I mean, from your experience, while we wait for more questions, I mean, one question I have for you is, from your experience, in terms of the ease of pulling out data from other systems, I mean, you've obviously spoken about Xero, but let's say there was other systems that someone wanted a dashboard and they wanted to have a dashboard that's not just got information from Xero, but let's say they wanted information from a CRM system and an inventory management system. How difficult is that for you? And is that something you're able to do?
Yes, Rehan, absolutely. So, first of all, it would depend upon the BI tool we are using at the end of the day. A lot of BI tools now in the market have custom plugins for connecting to different ERP systems. So, as I was talking about Power BI has a connector for Xero. If not, there is not a direct connector for Xero or any other ERP platform. We can definitely use, say, Python scripting for developing a API connector with particular ERP system we are talking about. As we are talking about this integration with the API and Python scripting, I was just reading in the afternoon today that Xero has been working on a custom creator for connecting with Python scripting. So now Python scripting is a new thing what a lot of organizations have been using. And this is where it's very intuitive and we can work through some scripting to come up with a custom connector for any of the ERP systems.
And obviously, I'm very biased with Xero because we're a Xero-only accounting firm. But to give value to the audience, I mean, you obviously can connect to other accounting softwares that have open APIs. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It can connect to multiple systems, be it Xero or other systems which have been doing the similar work for Xero or any other non-financial ERP systems at a smaller scale, which have been operating in the market from a lot of years. We have a lot of custom kit connectors using ETL tools like, say, Pentao Data Integrator or, say, as I told you, Python scripting. So yes, it is possible.
Okay, so we've got another question. Power BI allows you to link Xero directly, but only one organization at a time. How can a accounting firm set up multiple organizations? All right, so this question is probably from one of my competitors. So Barrett, why don't you answer that question? We've got a case where an accounting firm has got a number of different clients, and so they want to be able to connect Xero to a number of clients and then be able to send those reports from Power BI to their clients. Is that something that you think you can do? I mean, what other considerations would you need to put to be able to do that?
Sure, Ryan. I'll be more than happy to answer this question. So this is exactly what we have been able to do for the use case that I was showing in the demo about 10 minutes ago. So for this client, they had 4 companies, and what we were able to achieve for them was using data integrator tool. We extracted the data for all these companies in separate pipelines, and once these individual companies data was available with me, I was able to push that data in a SQL database and come up with a consolidated database that I was able to use for individual reports as well as for consolidated reporting. So this is where we can use third-party integrator tool for extracting data for multiple companies and come up with a customized reporting.
Thanks. I've got another question. Is there any chance to get the recording presentation of the session? Yes, as I mentioned in the beginning, we will be sending the link to everyone. Obviously, need to edit it, but we will be sending it within a few days of the end of the webinar. Is there any more questions? I've got another question. Can we set up rules for reporting criteria for governments in Power BI? I think I need a bit more information on that question. What type of rules were you requesting in Power BI? I mean, Barrett, have you seen the question on the chat box? So Barrett, that's another question for you, I guess.
Yes, the different tools for, say, IFRS or GAAP, again, these would be a part of a customized reports as we are talking about. So once we are able to, say, extract the data from any of the ERP system or, say, for Xero, and once we have this data in the database, we can set up any kind of customized rules that client is requesting for. And based on that, we'll be able to give the reporting as per the IFRS or GAAP standards. So the answer would be yes, we can work and create simple or complicated rules to have a customized reports in Power BI or any other BI tools.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were working on a project, you were able to prepare a consolidation for a client, and things like intercompany transactions you were able to eliminate as part of that consolidation tool for the other client. That's correct, isn't it, Barrett?
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have any more questions? In terms of, so Barrett, obviously you're the person who knows a lot about the tech side of things. I mean, in terms of the latest kind of technology and softwares that's going to come soon, I mean, what kind of things do you think will happen over the next, few months and years in terms of making things a lot more easy and quicker and integrated? What have you seen? So I'm just asking you a question while we wait for more questions.
My answer to that would be, as I said, there are a lot of different tools available in the market which can do a direct integration with Xero. I've explored personally a couple of other tools, and they do a decent job of extracting the data and giving you a consolidated report. But that does not serve the purpose for end customer after working with a couple of clients that I have personally seen. The reason being, these are just out of the box connectors. They take the individual company's data, put the data one below another, and gives you a consolidated sum. But when you talk about different companies having different reporting structures, like different revenue streams for individual companies, or eliminating, say, intercompany transaction, so there are a lot of complexities involved, which needs consulting mind or a thorough understanding of individual companies, sitting down with the customers and then doing a customization and coming up with a view what the stakeholders have been wanting at the end of the day. It happens a lot of times that companies are doing all these consolidations in Excel file, and they have been doing this from long time, say 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and stakeholders at the end of the day are used to that kind of a reporting structure, and any changes into that kind of a reporting structure does not ring a bell to their head when they are analyzing these numbers. So this is where a high customization is required. So there are a lot of tools. If you're asking me, I can name a few, but they might not be the best fit for a lot of the organizations. And to have a same kind of a flexibility as what they have been using from a lot of years, this is where I would suggest that we can have a consulting exercise with the customers, give them customized reports in any of the BI tools like Power BI, Tableau, MicroStrategy, or open source tools like Kibana, what I have been talking from start of this session. So that's what my take is on this one.
Thank you very much. I mean, from my side, I'm more than happy to answer any questions that anyone has offline. I think, Bharat, you're also very, you're happy to answer any questions as well. We also have Sanaya, who's part of the team, and she will also provide her details. She's also working with Citrus, and she can also answer any questions that you have. We haven't had any more questions yet, so I think we'll slowly wrap up. Is there any final words that you want to say, Bharat?
So what I would like to just emphasize the point that if any of the audiences from today's call wants to connect with us and understand the power of BI reporting and how they can use these reports for their organization, we'll be more than happy to have sort of a free consulting session, say half a day consulting session with their stakeholders, sit down, understand their requirement, and suggest them the next steps. So that's the message that I would want to put at the end of the day.
Okay, great. I mean, obviously, from my side, I would like to close on the fact that, there are lots of technology apps and tools out there for many businesses who are not aware of them. And, one of the things that we can do is, with the help of obviously Citrus as well, help you unlock some of those for your organization. Now, some of them are not that expensive, but it depends on how complex you want your reporting to be, can be a bit more expensive. So we can help you from the accounting side as well, should you need that. Thank you very much for joining us today. As I said, we will be emailing you out our contact details, as well as a recording of this session. Once we've prepared the recording, it'll also be on YouTube as well. So we'll send you a YouTube link as well, so you can access it anytime in your leisure. Thank you very much from my side. It's been a pleasure hosting you on this webinar. Bharat, thank you very much from you as well.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, guys.
All right, take care.